Welcome to Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at something pretty remarkable happening in Ethiopia, a major economic transformation that's, well, getting noticed globally. We're basing this on a report titled Ethiopia's Economic Miracle under Abiy Ahmed. Really interesting stuff in here. Our mission, yours and ours, is to unpack the main drivers, the sheer scale of what they've achieved, and understand why it's such a big deal. This phrase, economic miracle, it definitely grabs your attention. I'm keen to get into what's really behind that.
It is a strong phrase, but honestly, maybe fitting. The changes in Ethiopia, especially under Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, have been incredibly fast and broad. We're not just talking small steps here. It's a fundamental shift, and that makes it worth a closer look, definitely.
Okay, let's start where the report seems to place a lot of emphasis.
Yeah.
The leadership. It really flags Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's role since 2018 as absolutely key, more than just managing things, it sounds like.
Absolutely. The source highlights his focus on development, on stability, even with challenges, that's consistent. And this ambitious vision, prosperity, unity, self-reliance, it comes up again and again. The report suggests this vision genuinely filtered down, impacting institutions, impacting people. That kind of top-down drive can make a huge difference.
Right. And when you talk about big changes, the infrastructure side seems huge. Yeah. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, the GERD, that's clearly a centerpiece.
It is. Its new completion is presented as, well, a monumental achievement. And yes, the power generation over 6,000 megawatts potentially is massive.
Huge amount.
But the report also stresses it's a symbol. National pride, sovereignty, controlling their own resources, that kind of thing. It could make Ethiopia a major energy exporter in the region. That's a game changer, economically and strategically.
Okay, so beyond that single huge project, what about industry more broadly? Is there growth there too?
Yes, definitely. The report talks about a big push, establishing new industries, revitalizing old ones, manufacturing, agro-processing, things like that, and the results. More stuff being made domestically, fewer imports needed, and critically, millions of jobs created. That's a direct impact on people's lives.
Millions. That's substantial. It points to a much healthier, more diverse economy taking shape.
Exactly.
Now let's look at some specific sectors because the figures are pretty eye-popping. Agriculture first, a 65% production increase in 5 years. How?
Yeah, 65%. It's astounding. The report puts it down to a mix of things. Better farming techniques being adopted, for one.
Okay.
Plus major irrigation projects coming online. And government support, helping farmer cooperatives get established and function effectively.
And the most striking part?
Well, for me, it's that Ethiopia is now exporting wheat. Considering its history, that's a massive shift. Really tells a story.
It really does. Wow. Okay, not just farming. Ethiopian Airlines gets highlighted too. What's special there?
Well, it's held up as a kind of model state-run company. It's efficient, it's profitable. They've doubled their revenue in just 5 years.
Doubled. In aviation, that's tough.
Right. And while doing that, they expanded their routes, bought new aircraft. It shows really strong management in a critical sector.
Okay, then there's the whole digital side. Telecoms.
Mm-hmm.
Ethio Telecom tripled its revenue. Also in 5 years?
Yes, tripled. And the interesting link the report makes is how this ties directly to more people getting mobile access, getting internet access. It's spreading fast.
And that's foundational, right? Not just for calls, but for business, education.
Exactly. Education, commerce, even how government works. That digital infrastructure is crucial for locking in long-term growth.
It seems like they're also leveraging natural resources more effectively.
Yeah.
Mining revenues are up significantly.
They are. A 4-fold increase, according to the source. That's substantial. And it mentions a specific figure, over $2 billion in gold exports in just a few months.
$2 billion. Just from gold in a few months.
Yeah. It suggests there's huge untapped potential there in minerals. Could be a major source of future income.
And even a traditional strength like coffee is doing better.
It is. Record revenues there, too. $2 billion from coffee, again, in just a few months. The report suggests it's down to smarter global marketing, better processing here at home, and smoother logistics getting it out. So improving on existing strengths, too.
It really paints a picture of growth across the board, fast growth. And underpinning this, it sounds like there's a focus on future tech and security.
That's right. The report highlights a real push to integrate artificial intelligence, AI, into different sectors.
AI. In what areas?
Well, governance, agriculture, healthcare, even national defense. They're setting up tech parks, AI research centers. The M-Turn seems to be becoming a regional leader in digital innovation.
Interesting. And the security aspect.
Yeah. Alongside the tech push, there's mention of developing a well-trained, capable military. advanced equipment, tech integration. The idea seems to be that stability, backed by strong defense, is essential. It attracts investment, lets the economy grow without, major disruptions.
So, putting it all together, the report really frames Ethiopia's path as something quite unique.
Yeah.
A model, perhaps.
That's definitely the takeaway theme. It emphasizes how remarkable these achievements are, especially given the speed. And it contrasts this with, well, the stagnation or dependency you see in many other places. The narrative is very much Ethiopia carving its own path, self-sufficiency, innovation, resilience. That's the language used.
So it's presented as more than just numbers, more than just GDP growth. It's a transformation.
Exactly, a fundamental shift.
And one that maybe deserves more international attention, more support to keep it going.
Precisely. The report concludes on that note that this shows what visionary leadership, unity, hard work, and smart investment can achieve. It's positioned as a potentially powerful model for other nations in Africa and beyond, a story of genuine transformation and inspiration.
It really is an impressive account when you lay it all out. I mean, just listing them. The agricultural leap, the airline success, the digital boom, mining growth, record coffee exports. The sheer number of wins in a short time is striking.
It is, and the report consistently circles back to the leadership factor. Prime Minister Abiy's role, his administration's drive. It's presented as the key catalyst for making all this happen, for setting this new course. The implications for Ethiopia itself and potentially the whole region are pretty significant. It warrants attention, maybe even applause from the world stage.
Definitely food for thought. So as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe a final question for you, the listener, to consider. Looking at Ethiopia's rapid, wide-ranging progress, what are the real takeaways? What lessons might other nations learn as they strive for similar change? And maybe also, what kind of international support could best help sustain this kind of incredible momentum? Lots to think about there. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.